Hey everybody. Okay, this is Jim from Pure Jeevan, and I am standing in a guy's front yard on the south side of Pittsburgh. Hope the lighting's okay. Let me see if I can stand over here. The reason we're here today is kind of interesting. Our friends Melissa and Dave. You can kind of see over there. There's Melissa, Dave, Wendy, and the guy who owns this place. Actually, this house. We stopped and asked permission before we came into his yard. But Melissa and Dave were walking around, and I guess they smelled the smell of pawpaws. We were kind of big into pawpaws last year. We found a wild grove of them in a park here, and ever since then we've all kind of been in love with these pawpaws. And so I was hoping that we could go out this year, and here we are, on a little pawpaw hunting expedition, because we wanted to show you guys how to identify a pawpaw. And maybe you can enjoy them too if you're in a place where they grow. Now I'm going to take the camera and show you this. Here is what the leaf looks like. You can see it's kind of this. I mean, compared to the size of my arm. I mean, that's, well, here, let me see. They're all different sizes. Like this leaf's only a little bit bigger than my hand, and some of them, you know, like probably as big as your arm. But they have this kind of pretty distinctive shape. What would you call that? Like a pear or a diamondish kind of shape. And what really gives it away, of course, is the fruit. Now let me see if I can show you some of this. Can you see that? That's what the fruit looks like, and you some back up in there. And here's a cluster right here. And I'm telling you, this is super. This is a really rare treat. This is just amazing that we're even here. I got to tell you, because I'm standing up on a hill right now, and normally, at least in the wild, the only pawpaw trees I've ever seen were last year, and those trees, the fruit was all, you know, like 20 feet up in the air, or 15 or so feet up in the air, and the only way we could get the fruit, we could even get to the fruit, because we're in the middle of a park, was to stand at the bottom of the tree and shake it as hard as we could and hope something would fall and, you know, not hit us on the head and not break open into a million pieces and so on and so forth. But right here, the way I'm standing, can you see the landscape here? Like, there's my car down there. There's our car, and it builds up. There's this big wall here, so we climbed up the wall, and now we're into this guy's yard, his landscaped yard. So we're actually standing in a guy's yard. So I'm up at fruit level. This is cool. This is like one of those, you know, things you see like in the Amazon, where they have these things up at canopy level, and people are walking among the treetops. So right here you can see this tree has clusters of the fruit, and this is kind of the first time I've seen how they grow like this. I mean, the trees that we found last year. Now is the time, by the way. Late September is when you want to get out there. Very late September. This is when the stuff is so ripe. It's just amazing, and I'm going to cut one open in a minute so you can see them. But the trees that we found last September, it seemed like the fruit was not really growing in clusters. But these, as you can see, just huge clusters. I mean, these are like, look at this thing. This is like a potato. It's amazing. I mean, hang on, let's see if I can pick one. Look at the size of that thing. I mean, these grow wild in, you know, the Midwestern and Northeastern United States. And that's like a tropical looking fruit. Wait till you see what it looks like on the inside. And this one right here is really hard. I'm not gonna open it, but we'll go down here. What I'm looking for is one that has fallen already. Now here's one on the ground. See that? This one has fallen right there. Oh yeah. Oh, this is gonna be nice. Now, as Dave Sokolsky, my friend, was telling me just a minute ago, you know, you really hardly ever can find these in a store, because there's not much shelf life to a pawpaw. They just go bad really quick. But this one here looks like it just fell off the tree, probably like today or yesterday or something. So you know, I'll cut it open and show you what it's like. Okay, so here we are with the pawpaw. Now I don't know if there's a proper. This is about the size of a small potato. You can see it compared to my hand. You know, it's not the hugest thing in the world, but what we're gonna do is just slice right into it. Just very, very soft, the flesh of this stuff. Let me see if I can put this camera down and we can show it like this. Okay, so I can use two hands. Okay, can you see that? Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna open the flesh like this, and you can see how squishy and disgusting this. You know, it feels all squishy, and these seeds that it has. It's got these big black seeds. It looks like a cacao bean. You know. You see that? But what you would do is you would scoop out, I guess. And I'm really not very experienced. Caroline, I'm in the middle. What you would do is scoop out the flesh here, and you know you would eat this. You don't eat the seeds, I guess. Maybe you can. I don't know. But you just eat this flesh, and it's like extremely sweet. It's like unbelievable that a fruit like this, it's like tropical tasting fruit, is available right here in Pennsylvania, and probably in Ohio and New York and some other places. Now, very fortunately for me, it's really good. It's so good, and this guy said we could take all we want because he totally doesn't eat them. Although I did let him taste it, and I think he might change his mind. But I happen to know, to be really, really good friends with a horticulturalist here in Pittsburgh, because I'm on the board of a big garden. And I asked her about, you know, how can I find pawpaws? This is last year, and we're really into it. And she said, if you want to find them in the wild. Now, right here we're up on a hill, so obviously we are on the bottom of a hill. I will say that, but let me get back to what I was saying. Normally in the wild, you want to look in the bottomlands. You want to look in areas down near a water source, at the bottoms of hills, along creeks, places like that. That's where you're going to find these trees. And again, you want to look for leaves that look like that, okay? And then in order to be certain that you found the pawpaw, you need to find fruit. And I can't tell you for sure whether they're always going to be in clusters like this, because the ones I've seen have not been in clusters like that, but you do want to find these fruit, and they look like this. They range in size from just barely what would fit in the palm of your hand to like something almost the size of a mango, really. I mean, if you really get lucky. So even though we're up on a hill here, the way that the houses are laid out, this is called the South Side Slopes. So this house way up here is on a big hill, and it comes all the way down. So I suspect that even though we're on a hill, we're actually at the bottom of a larger hill, and so it still kind of meets that criteria. These trees, these trees here, which are all along the street, have obviously been cultivated on purpose, but that was done years ago by people who are gone now. So we have just educated the homeowner and said, hey, you have a real treasure in your front yard. And so fortunately he said, hey, take all you want, and we'll see if from here on out he likes them. So anyway, that's about it. That's our pawpaw adventure. The land I'm on, you can see that church across the street? I'm across the street from a church, and that land used to extend all the way across the street here, and apparently the land that we're on right now, the nuns and the priests used to live up in this complex up here. So I suspect some of them knew what was going on with these pawpaws, and they went ahead and planted these trees many years ago, and we're here to enjoy them today. So I'm going to get back to my tropical fruit picking and eating expedition here. Maybe post some additional pictures or something later. So kind of interesting. Thought we'd share that with everybody. Take care. Bye. Check this out.
Can I take a picture?
Yeah, I got like 1 million, and I didn't even touch this tree. I mean, the tree has so many fruit. It's just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane.